Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name's Courtney and I like to read books and talk about books. So in today's video, we are going to be picking out my February TBR. Most likely, I think we're going to be mostly using the TBR prompt jar because this little guy is fun to use. I really hesitated, I was really torn between wanting to use this for my February TBR and wanting to just completely not make a TBR and just mood read for February, because there are a lot of new releases coming out. There are new series that I've started that I'm really wanting to continue. So I have a lot of books in mind, but I still think that it would be fun to have a little bit of a set TBR just to pick from when I feel lost, because there are times when I don't know what the heck to read out of my physical TBR, and we are trying to tackle the physical TBR in 2025. So let's get into it. I first want to kind of talk about the books that I am leaning towards and the books that or the series that I'm in the middle of. As of right now, I am reading Blood and Steel by Helen Scher, and I'm reading it on my Kindle. And this is so good that I can definitely foresee myself needing to pick up the next book probably immediately. So I don't know if I will be finishing that before February. Either way, I'm thinking we might need a book from this series in February. I am yay far through. I am almost probably finished this. If not today, then tomorrow. And I already have book 2 in the mail on the way to me. So I would really like to continue the series. I can foresee myself wanting to binge the series, which that's a great feeling. I love that. I love finding new series to be obsessed about. And then what else? The Final Empire, again, still on my mind. I really, really want to read that in the winter. So I think I really need to try to prioritize that in February. We also have the Legacy series, which is, the first book is Reign of Shadows and Endings. And I ordered the second book to that series as well, so that's an option. Those are, oh, and then the new releases coming out are Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, the new Emily Wilde book by Heather Fawcett, and Rebel Witch, which is the second book after Heartless Hunter. So we have a lot of really good new releases. I don't know, other than, see, again, I'm so bad at making decisions. Deep End I really do want to read. I want to go get it and I want to read it fairly soon after it comes out, but I don't feel like I have to read it on release day. Same thing with Emily Wilde. I am really, really excited, don't get me wrong. However, for some reason with Emily Wilde, I really like to read from my physical copies, and hold on, I should probably get one so I can talk about it. Oh, also, I haven't introduced my new reading chair yet, so I'll do that in a second. But these Barnes exclusive copies with the deckled edges have been coming out for the Emily Wilde books not as they've been getting released, but I feel almost a year after they get released. So I want a matching collection of these. And so if I wanted to read the new Emily Wilde book, but from a physical copy, I feel like I'd have to get my hands on the UK paperback. I do have the UK paperback for this one as well, because that's what I did for the last release, is I bought the UK, read from that, and then as soon as this came out, I picked it up. But I'm so torn. Do I really need to own 2 copies of all of these? I don't know. So again, we may or may not be reading Emily Wilde near release day. That's an option as well. Rebel Witch, I'm excited for, but I don't feel the need to read it right away. So we do have a lot of options. But yeah, so this is my new reading chair. Let me maybe actually point you at it. This is the new reading chair. She is from Wayfair. I am obsessed. It is a swivel chair, and I've styled it with my cutie little blanket that I showed you guys a few vlogs back. It came with a pillow. It has a little headrest. I'm not sure if the headrest moves up and down. It might, but she's so comfy and cute, and I love her. I feel like she fits perfectly in this corner and is exactly what I was envisioning for this. Can you see me? Okay, kind of. Yeah. Okay. So, without further ado, actually, there is some further ado, me drinking my coffee. Now, without further ado, I think we're gonna, do we want to stick with 6? I don't know if I want to pick 6 because of all the new releases, although technically maybe some of those will fit in here as well. Let's start with 4 and then see how we're feeling, because again, I'm gonna want to do a lot of mood reading, especially knowing that I'm obsessed with the series now. And with the new releases, I just want my options to be kind of more open, but I also, like I said, want to pick from the TBR jar. So first pick for February, let's see what we've got. Ooh, okay, so it's a specific book. We have, come on, focus, A Kiss of Iron. All right, cool, so I'm gonna go get that. So I have the special edition copy of A Kiss of Iron. Why do I feel like the lighting is so bad? Should I like move us? I mean, the view's not gonna be as good. The view's definitely not as good, but like, anywho. And now we have the glare, guys. Okay, we have A Kiss of Iron, the special edition. This is the Darkly special edition from Bookish Box. And this is one that for some reason I kind of keep putting off. It's been on my like Kindle list for a really long time, and I am excited for it, but I guess every time I read the synopsis I have like no clue what the heck to expect, especially with like the art in here. She's got like guns and there's like big cats, and I just don't know like what the vibe is with this. But you know what? We're gonna put it on the February TBR as an option. So yeah. I should probably also like maybe at the end of this video go over what my January TBR was and like what I've read thus far from that. But yeah, so we have pick one. Book number 2, or TBR option number 2 for February. We have, okay, we're just getting like all of my special edition specific book prompts here. So we also have gotten To Cage a God, which, let me grab that. This is another special edition that I have been putting off for quite a while. She's really pretty. This one is a Luma crate. I love the silver. But again, I know nothing about this. I think this one's like Russian inspired or something is what I've heard. And I think last year I did try to read like the first chapter, but I was like, I'm not in the mood for it right now. It's very like wintry, so a perfect time to read this. And yeah, again, I feel like these TBR videos, when I'm trying to explain like what the book is about, I just have no thoughts in my head and I don't know what they're about and I don't want to know too much. This is book 2 going on the TBR. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be in the mood for these, but I want to have options for February, so that's kind of the vibe we're going with. Okay, pick number 3. Can we like get an actual prompt this time? That'd be really nice. Book that's been on your TBR for way too long. Okay, book that's been on your TBR way too long. That's actually perfect because like I said, I have been really wanting to read The Final Empire. I want to finally read The Final Empire and get into some Brandon Sanderson, and I feel like I've said this in so many videos, and I'm so sorry guys for being repetitive and then just like not doing it. So somebody yell at me if I don't read this by the end of February. I'm gonna be upset. We're adding this to the TBR. Mistborn, all I really know about this is that, yeah, it's like they live in a world that's been defeated by this Dark Lord. And so I don't want to say like dystopian, because when I think of dystopian, I feel it's more futuristic. I don't know if that's even correct to think that, but I would kind of describe the back in the synopsis as kind of like dystopian. Like the world that they're living in is not good. It is ruled by this dark overlord guy, and the Ska slaved in misery and lived in fear for 1,000 years. The Lord Ruler reigned with absolute power and ultimate terror. Divinely invincible, every attempt revolt has failed miserably. Yeah, so you're just following, I think you're following a couple different characters from what I've heard from a couple people who have read this. And I've also heard that it's a really good time. Katie, is it Katie is reading? I think Katie is reading, and a couple other girlies have read this and maybe given this 5 stars or close. So we're adding this as the 3rd book to our February TBR. This TBR is actually looking kind of good. Like these are books that feel right for the winter, so I'm happy about that. Okay, 4th pick. And we might need to stop at 4 because those 3 are giant. And like I said, I want to continue this series. I want to have room to mood read. I want to have room to pick up new releases. So depending on how this last one goes, we'll see. Oh, I got 2. The shortest book on your TBR. Hold on. Focus. The shortest book on your TBR. I am excited about this for obvious reasons. I feel like everyone always wants to read the shortest book on their TBR. So let's go over to my cart and pick after I take a coffee break. We're moving. Hold on. That works. Okay. So, shortest book on my TBR. Let's start counting pages. Ready or Not has, we're not including all the crap at the back. We are only including the actual book. I think, is this part of the book? Yeah, okay. This one is 362. I don't think that's the shortest, but I guess we'll find out. 362. Half of a Soul. Oh yeah, this one's shorter. Is that part of the book? Yeah, okay. So Half a Soul is 280 pages, so this one beats out Ready or Not. Let's see if anything will beat that out. We have Broken Vow, which has been on here for way too long. Oh no, I don't think. Let's give it a chance, but I don't think it's gonna be the shortest. God, why is this last chapter like the longest thing ever? Yeah, that's a novella, so that's not part of the book. Okay, so this one's like 298. Half a Soul is 280, so that's still shorter. This is a small book. The ones up top are definitely not small. Dawn of Onyx, I feel, is longer. Oh yeah. Okay, so I believe the shortest book, well, the shortest book on my TBR cart is this one, but we also do have other books that are on the shelves. Let me just do a little peek and make sure there's not one I should be picking over this. I'm not choosing a classic or nonfiction, so that's out. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is definitely the shortest book on my TBR at 280 pages, Half a Soul. It's funny because the other day after Onyx Storm, I could not figure out what the heck I wanted to read next, and I utilized my TBR jar and it chose Half a Soul, and I read like, I don't even know, not even 2 pages, and was just like, I'm not in the mood for Regency era Bridgerton vibes right now, so I kind of just set it aside for a later date. But I do think it is a good book to read like end of winter, maybe going into spring. We'll see. But yeah, this is the 4th book on our TBR. I'm gonna add that to the pile, and then we're gonna go back to the chair and turn around again because it hurts to sit on the floor like this. Yeah, but I don't want all this crap in the back. Okay. Alrighty, so that was 4 picks. Like I said, I think we are just gonna do 4 this time. There's a lot of things I'm wanting to read in February. So this is the stack. These are the books we have picked. We have Half of a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I didn't even talk about this one, I just realized. So this one follows Theodora Eddings was cursed by a fairy to only have half a soul. I've heard that she's like basically emotionless. She kind of gives neurodivergent vibes. And I've also heard that this is like really funny. Like there's a lot of like humor and fun wit in here, and that it's kind of Bridgerton vibes because it's Regency era. So I am excited to read this. I do really like whimsical things with fairies. Hello, Emily Wilde. That's basically what that is. That is book 1. We have The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, which we already talked about. To Cage a God by Elizabeth May. And A Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager. So let's go put these on the very top of the TBR cart as usual. Just gotta move some stuff around. Set these aside to talk about. Ta-da! At the beginning of January, when I created my TBR, I had, how many books did I have on the TBR? I can't even remember. We have my reading planner because she never lets me down. All right, yes. So we have my January TBR spread here. So at the beginning of January, when we did a TBR video like this, I picked Reign of Shadows and Endings, A Fire in the Sky, Bull Moon Rising, Light Lark, A Darker Shade of Magic, After the Forest, and Onyx Storm. And I read all of those except for 2, which I'm gonna discuss the 2 that I did not read now. The only 2 I didn't get to were A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab and Light Lark by Alex Astor. For some reason, every time I went to pick a book, this one, like for sure this one, I just wasn't in the mood for. It seems like a gloomier atmosphere. This is the one that's about like multiple different types of, there's like red London, white London, black London, whatever. So I don't know. Again, the vibes, I just wasn't feeling the vibes. And then this one, I have no excuse. I just didn't pick it up. So technically these also need to get read, but I'm not gonna like officially put them on my February TBR because I don't know, whenever there's repeats on my TBR, I feel like it just solidifies that I'm not going to read them. But yeah, we read everything else. Obviously stay tuned for my January wrap up. As of right now, I'm on book 11 of this month. So, and today is, oh, I don't have my watch on. Today is January 28th, so we do still have some time to finish books. It's been a really good reading month so far, so I'm really hoping that February is too. Although we do possibly have some travel plans in February, so I don't know if I'll read as much in February as I did last month. My brain is like chaotic with everything that I want to read. There are so many books that come to mind when I'm choosing my next read that I really, really want to get to. And then there's ones that I keep putting off that I need to stop. So yeah, let me put these back. I also really want to read Consider Me by Becca Mack, which was a recent purchase of mine, because the cover's beautiful and it's a hockey romance, which is perfect, again, for the time of year. And so maybe if I want to pick up something in between all of the fantasy that we have on the TBR on the docket for this month, maybe that'll be one of my palette cleansers. And then same thing with Deepen, because that is also romance. They're not like officially on my TBR. The 4 that we picked are the 4 that I will turn to when I don't know what to read. So anyways, thank you so much for clicking on today's video and for helping me pick my February TBR. Here's to a great month of reading. I would love to know what you read in January, what your favorite books were, maybe what your least favorite books of January were. Did you read Onyx Storm? No spoilers in the comments, please. I did read it, but I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone. Just let me know. What did you read? What did you like? What did you not like? What do you plan to read in February? All of the usual TBR video questions. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of those YouTubey things. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye!